Hey, Shalom. These devils are scrambling as they should be, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahak Wadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. It's sincere Shalom, Labakaryam, Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And once again, these devils are scrambling as they should be. You know, we're looking at the end of Esau's empire and call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. For that, we are worn out. Akim Akwath. We are worn out. He has worn out the saints. You know, now it's time for our rescue. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah is on their way. But yo, check this out. You know, this is breaking news. Gold, hey, shit, we may wake up next week and gold at 3,300 per ounce. Because I know right now it's at 3,250. That's an all-time high, and that's a number that they mess with because it's really up there to like 10,000 an ounce, something like that. But they're never going to come out and give you that information. But for gold to be, you know, and Apostle Tahar, I've been watching this close. You know, I've been paying close attention. You know, I want you all to hear something that Paul said. This is off-grid desert farming here. You know, because he make a statement. And by the way, these preppers are watching the prophets of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah. They're watching the men of Great Millstone. Guaranteed, the people like Paul here is watching Apostle Tahar and the rest of the apostles, man, as well as the elders and the bishops, man. You know, because they close with the statements that they're making. And they also trying to put scriptures to the situation. But we know Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah is about to come down like a hammer on Great Babylon. I just want to read this here. This is called End of the World Money, often shortened to End of the World as We Know It. Refers to a scenario where the current financial and economic system collapse, right? Potentially due to events like a financial crisis, which we want you to pay close attention to what's going on, economic depression, or natural disaster. In such situations, traditional money, which is the dollar bill, your fiat currency, traditional money might not, well, it should be, will not, because it says might become worthless. It should be will become worthless. And a barter or exchange system could emerge. And a lot of that going to be the women. The women going to be a part of that bartering system. You know, in a time of crisis like this, you sell women also. That's where they get that term booty from. You part of the profit. You women are part of the profit. Y'all going to be sold and bought when this collapse happened and Jacob's trouble take place. So you women that's, you know, been called into this thing, you better take this serious because trouble is emerging. And that dollar bill ain't going to cut it. You know, so Paul going to make a few statements here and I'm gonna let it fly. But I want to read this here. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. You know, a virgin has never been touched. You know, and these are hard times for America. You know, these Edomites are walking around here, man, they dizzy. They don't know what just hit them because they never experienced something like this. It's not that they don't know the history about the first depression and the first and second wars, world wars. Yeah, they know that. But it's a feeling, it's a spirit over them that they about to lose. This is what the Edomites are going through. They know they about to lose their authority, their power, their position. So this is a time like no other. So it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. Sit on the ground, which represents confusion. This place is in total confusion. There is no throne, so your hegemony over. O daughter of the Chaldeans. That's the wise people of ancient Babylon. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. No one's looking at this place, as the road to success. But I want you to hear what Paul is going to say. You're going to make a statement. This is how you know we at the end of a world, end of an age, end of an empire. And call Allah, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. And you should be happy. See, us that know what's going on, we are excited about these times. The oppression, the headaches, the sickness that we suffer in this place is about to come to an end. Soon, call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
To our breaking news story, this is the breaking news story today, that the price of gold is skyrocketing. It blew through $3,200 last night, and it is heading to $3,250.
Never before, like the Apostle Zahar did a video early this morning. You go check this stuff out. Never before has gold risen so high. Never. As much as they've been recording the value of it. So this is a time, like I tell you, Jacob Trouble, like a time like never before. I mean, everything is about to be off the chart. And you waiting for silver. They waiting for silver to pass that 35 mark. Because I think they playing with the numbers there too. Because it was at 34 last week. But once it hit that $35 an ounce, silver's out of here. So all the material, all the metals are at their height right now or on their way to hitting it.
This is really historic what is happening in the gold price. We haven't seen numbers ever this high, folks. This is breaking all records. And silver is also up over $1. Silver is $32.17. They call silver the poor man's gold. Most people cannot afford gold, but people can afford silver. You can get an ounce of silver with the markup at the dealer for probably about $35, $36 an ounce versus $3,200 an ounce. So people still can afford silver. But gold, like I said, is skyrocketing. It blew through the $3,200 ceiling last night, and now it's almost at $3,250.
Oh, now, let me see something here before I let them finish. Salakia. And this will be looking at 3254. Let me get a refresh on that. And this is a refresh on that. 3254. This is gold, man. April 11th. As you can see, let's go back a little bit. Look. I mean, this thing is going up daily. Look at this. You ain't never seen gold move like this. And you tell me something ain't going on in the world, man. You ain't never seen gold move like this, man. So by next week, we can be at, 33? This is tremendous. So yes, we are at the end. These are signs. The Lord said we should pay attention to the tokens. These are signs of our Lord on his way. And our Lord going to take the gold. All the gold belongs to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai anyway.
If you're a student of history of microeconomics of the price of gold, what happens once it crosses the $1,000 barrier, whether it be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, I do believe we're headed for war. We're headed for probably the next.
Yeah, what he said. Let me repeat it.
Barrier, whether it be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, I do believe we're headed for war.
So prepare. So all the signs, and these are people, they sit back, they analyze it. Paul is on point right here. Because everybody jumping into this gold for a reason. And it's not just, personal citizens. We got countries, you know, they loading up. They getting their hands full because we are going into the third world war. We all going in. For all you doubters and non-believers, oh, I don't believe that. Don't matter if you believe it or not. But we here. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 64. Okay, it says, and thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink. So we on a sinking ship, man. We at the end. And shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her. So the Lord is highly upset with this place. And they shall be weary. And thus far are the words of Jeremiah. So the Lord he's bringing his wrath. And you about to feel it. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 1. The word of Yahweh, the word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldees by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. And that's why we come with this book. We revealing at this time. Conceal not the words of this prophecy. Babylon is taken. See how the Lord speaks about this place in past tense? Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded. These are all the idols and witches and warlocks that this place run with. Is over. And the signs is showing in the currency, man. You got to pay attention to the currency. Moldoc is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her. And this is Russia. Russia is going to be sent against the whore, which shall make her land desolate with these bombs. That's why he can say we are going to war. And none shall dwell therein. This place is going to be a dark pitch when it's over. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And the Lord is about to torch this place. So yeah, what kind of war you think we going into? We going into thermonuclear destruction. And the writing is on the wall. That's why Paul is on point. You got to read the signs. Now, Paul don't know the prophecies. I believe they listening to the men of the Lord, and doing their own thing. But they don't know how this thing end and how Yahweh shows up in the midst of World War III. Let me hear that again.
It's almost at 3250. So if you're a student of history of microeconomics of the price of gold, what happens once it crosses the $1,000 barrier, whether it be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, I do believe we're headed for war. We're headed for probably the next war to kick off is in the Middle East between Iran.
Yeah, you're right. That's the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the War of Armageddon. Yeah, but it's also going to be an attack on America. The final stages before our Lord rescue his elect. So we close. Akim Akwaf, pay attention, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, Shalom.